What's up? What's up? It's your girl, Nick Valentine.
And it's your girl, the Lioness.
And we're back for episode 5 of the Ginger and Honey podcast. Thank you, as always, for joining us. And I'm going to let my sis get into our guest for today. And as always, you got real sisters doing real talk, real stories, real life.
So today we have with us, we call him Kai Cuzzo.
So,
but he is known to the world as Verse or Claw Talk. So welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we've been waiting.
Short and long time coming.
Yeah.
So it's good. It's good. I'm happy what y'all got going on. I'm proud. I watched it grow from a mustard seed,
Thank
and
you.
And the growth has been exponential at this point, and
Thank
it's consistent.
Yeah.
Consistency, never complacency.
Yeah.
Salutations and gratitude for having me.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Wow.
Appreciate it. That's big coming from you.
Listen, I come
You
up
do
under
this.
y'all.
We're new to this.
I understand that, but anytime I can, you only know what you shown.
Yeah.
So, coming up, y'all help show me a lot too. So, it's only my duty to return the favor any way, shape, or form as possible. So that's just, you're my gift and consistency.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
So Kai is a music industry executive, and he has the luxury group.
All right. It feels good to hear you say that, because I come up like a youngin', you know what I'm saying? I was a youngin' running around with y'all, so it's like, and y'all was all in it. So, for you to, say that to me is like ultimate gratitude, and thank you and continuing for those constant salutations. So I just wanted to say that.
Oh, we're proud of you. We're proud of you as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
So the luxury group specializes in artist management, and
development, brand management, as well. So, the music and distribution thing was a main focal point, having, multiple joint ventures across the business and the business of music as well. But then, when I started to align brands with, our culture, it became, this is a branding thing now, because I was able to, have them understand exactly what we needed as a culture and who we are. But this is how big we are. So, in order for someone to want to look at what you have to sell, right, then they're going to have a large stage to pay attention to. So now we have become the large stage. So, my company's, been very influential and, and assisting that, aligning different branding deals across the board, with a lot of popular artists, even ones under my umbrella as well. So, it's been good.
Nice.
Man.
Well, tell us some artists that you're working with.
Oh, man. Yeah, well,
and even have, for that matter.
I work with
take it there.
Yeah. Man, we work with a little bit of everybody. Sam Smith, you know what I mean? Of course, Lil Durk, Lil Baby. We sold 45, almost 46 million records now at this point over the last 5 years. And that's culminated from artists from Anwell to, Lil Baby, Polo G, Ella May, Sam Smith, Coco Jones. We got a Grammy for that, ICU.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, the list goes on. It's like countless. We do a ton of sync music as well, too. So when you hear, like, when you watch BMF or you watch Power or you watch Kanan or Force, and that, we do about 45, 50 different, syncs, every quarter. So, these are songwriters, that will actually create reference records, but they make the record for the scene. It might be, big shout out my brother, Big Tank, music supervisor,
right.
For like 11 different shows, but it may be sections. You got Americano, you got pop, you got, love scenes, you have resentment scenes, you put yourself in that space, bedroom scenes, these different things. So the different songwriters, they're actually creating records, every day, all day. So
all those.
Yeah, but and even things they have in their hard drive, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Records they made, it
ready to go
with the scene.
Yeah.
So like saying, I need 50 records. All right, cool. We sent 50 over there. 3 or 4 might stick. out of the 50. And it's okay, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm blessed just to be able to have that pipeline, to be able to, align, producers and writers, of course, with this work, and have their music heard, across the world, just, on TV, you know what I mean?
Right.
So like, that has been really big too. We've done, some branding, of course, we've done deals for Lola Brooke and Timberland, not the producer, but the boot company.
Gotcha.
So, during 50 years of hip hop, we did an activation for Lola Brooke, shout out that whole team over there on the branding side. Yeah, very, very Lola is hard, you know what I mean?
Lola is beast.
And then you think about Timberland, the boot company.
Yeah.
I had to explain to them, hey, we are culture. This is hip hop.
Yeah.
This is Biggie, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? This is corner work right here. This is corner store. Like, let's not talk about this field. We're not in the field. This is the field right here. You know what I mean? And I had to really give them that relevance, why it was important to include Lola on that, and to align. So there was a really, really great activation for 50 years of hip hop. Of course, they put it on their page, commercial on TV, everywhere. And, she was just starting out. Her record was blowing up, getting busy. So at that point, that was the extra leverage too that you're able to use moving through other buildings. Right. Hey, I just did this deal with Timberland. You see me? Check me 50 years of hip hop. Okay, here go another check. You know what I'm saying? Your bandwidth gets bigger.
But now you want her name.
Right, you had to learn that. You had to exit, you know what I mean? It's like always be in a space to, and I tell people money just, is supposed to be used to buy more money. You buy more money through like social currency. Yeah. Social currency is, inside our culture is how many people are able to see you. Yeah. So when you put that money up, you got to be in a space, okay, I'm putting the money up to get a bigger stage so more people can see me. Yeah. So it's like as your podcast gets bigger, you go from 8,000 followers to 80,000 followers or 80,000 eyes, right? Or 100,000 eyes. How many of them are we going to leave with? If you have 100,000 people see this show right now, if you leave with 7,000, that's good. That's my 7,000. Now I'm going to go find another 7,000 that's just like these 7,000.
Right.
But they're actually working for you. Those 7,000 people that subscribe, okay, great. They're my people. They're going to tell, everybody thinks I would like-minded people, right?
Yeah.
So, I like a lot of things that my friends like, and they like a lot of things that I like, so that's why we're aligned. Same thing with that. So they'll pass the word. It's like, hey, Nikki, I got this thing. I just started seeing this. But how many times y'all share stuff over the text message? Oh, look at this cooking podcast. Send it to you. Look at this fashion, this and that. Y'all sharing it. So just think about it. It's 300 and
that's one thing we even say, like tell a friend to tell a friend.
That's it. You got to.
It was the word
you
of
got
mouth.
to. You have to. There's 390 million people in the nation. 9 billion people in the world. You mean to tell me we can't tap off 1%?
Right.
I know that's right.
So
we're trying to get it.
Yeah, all day long. It's gonna get there.
Yes, all 1%. So we're gonna shoot for the stars.
That's right. Yeah, and then you keep it consistent because as consistency goes, the algorithm grows.
Yeah.
You get into it. Consistency goes. The algorithm grows. Yeah. I'm good for a couple of bars.
Jules.
You be a rapper back in the day. You know what I mean? So that lingo is easy. That's why I think I'm so much of a beast in the boardroom.
Love it.
Yeah.
Gonna coin all of that.
Very savvy, very sharp.
Yeah, it's a little what they call it. It's just a bit of je ne sais quoi. You know what I mean? Mixed in with a certain savoir faire.
Oh.
Not the same.
Savoir faire. Yeah. Hello.
Contrast.
Talk the talk.
Why you like me, not him.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Why you like you, not them.
That's right. That's right.
Another rhyme. All right. Yeah. But anyway, I'm sorry.
Love it.
So what other I know you have some other projects and affiliations going on right now.
For sure.
So talk about a little bit about
Well,
that.
it was really good because, doing the soundtrack for like 2K games with NBA 2K and, working with Sync and doing a bunch of things allowed me to open up doors for other people as well too. But going into that, aligning with, we have a platform called Cadillac Chronicles. We're actually doing all the branding. Yeah, of course. Shout out my brother Brian Freeman, the founder of it and the host as well too. It's just been growing exponentially. Cadillac Chronicles is, it's of the culture. It's not off the culture. It's inside of the culture. He was an artist, at one particular point. I was an artist at one particular point. So that's why you see the Sonics and people that you see on there. I don't care whether it's Isley Brothers or you go down to, Glenn Jones, across the board, Selena Johnston, Case, Kim. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, these are great Sonics. Yeah, because we know records. We don't know songs. That's how I was raised. You know what I'm saying? Every record that we've been around, or whether it was Case or Touch Me, Tease Me, Biggie, or whoever was out there, right? Yeah. That dude, these are the records that we grew up. I grew up under y'all. Y'all was in it right there. Yeah. So y'all knew, this wouldn't be it, or this is it. Yeah, and it was it.
Exactly.
And then you not only believed it was it, the world believed it was it as well.
As well.
So that's just that, kind of having that perception.
Break down the concept of the Cadillac Chronicles.
So Cadillac Chronicles, of course, is a musical performance platform, like to be called kind of Tiny Desk on Wheels. If you're familiar with Tiny Desk, NPR, we love Tiny Desk because why? It's original, it's real. You're right there. It might only be 10 or 11 people in the audience, but you're performing with somebody as an artist. But of course, their network is so big. Once again, their stage. It's so big with NPR. So look how many eyes are going on that. But you're able to have a band with you as well too. So with us, our caveat is that the 74 Cadillac, El Dorado, right? And you got a classic car, you got classic artists. You know what I'm saying? But on top of that, not just having classic music, but you're having really classic conversations. So like we just had Ron Fair. We just posted Ron Fair, former, Interscope boss Ron Fair, that's responsible for everybody from Keisha Cole to, Lady Marmalade, everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like he's the guy, and he actually took a ride in the Caddy, played through, some of his records and, educated, of course, who he is. And, for people that haven't seen or heard of him, of course, that's Jimmy Iovine, you know what I mean? That's that cloth, that's that ilk. Right, so that's the boss and the records, right? You know what I mean? Different vibe, but we're educating them as well too. So we've also been in a space where it was like Tiny Desk on Wheels, cool, but we're riding around the city of Atlanta. Where the Isley Brothers went to actually Missouri to do that. Sent the caddy out there to Missouri because Orion and them OG, I ain't coming around. You want to come to me? Come to me. You know what I mean? Say no more.
Right.
Car on the carrier on the way. You know what I mean? On the way. So I think it was really important that as the platform grew, we started to take my experience in branding, of course, all my relationships and things of that nature, like hence, Eric Sermon's on there, a lot of, of course, that's Big Bro. So I call him up ASAP, shout out E Double, man. Shout out Bernard Alexander.
Bernard,
B-Nod, Big B. It's just so crazy because how that came, it's just, it's amazing.
Deep
That's
ties.
All family, deep ties, you know what I mean?
We were 14 when we met them.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yo.
That's
for sure. High school.
Yeah. So I met Bernard.
On a sneak out, like to I want to say we were going to a New Edition concert that we did not have tickets for at the Garden.
Okay.
And we were
never have tickets, but we getting in.
Well, that was before. That was
back in the day.
So we found the back door and we hung out back there just trying to see Mike Bivens or anybody from EMD coming out the back door.
That's right.
New Edition.
EMD.
On the way back to the train to the Metro North, we're crossing the street and Eric Sermon's in the car on the side street. And we're going into the bodega and he's like, ew. and that was it.
That was the rest is history. The rest is his story. Or her story. You know what I'm saying?
So we go back a long time.
No doubt. 100%. It was crazy. I remember when Eric first heard me rap, he called me, so like, yo, you ain't tell me your cousin was like that? I mean, like that. So that made me feel really amazing, in that space. But I love it. Yeah, totally. Like, so with Cadillac Chronicles, what we look to do, is be the contrast. Everybody has to make a radio stop. Everybody has to make, certain podcast stops. That's great. But you got to get in this caddy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Quality, though. We get so many people that pitch us artists all the time, signed, unsigned.
Right.
And we don't take everybody's not about the money. You know what I'm saying? I can't have I got Ron Isley up here.
Right.
I'm sorry, respectfully. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. I just had Kim in here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we were, but when I say that, that goes on to say, we have been in the space to allocate, large branding partnerships.
I love that.
JBL.
Yeah.
I get on the phone with them, explain to them culture. This is what we do.
Yeah.
General Motors.
And closing the gap.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. So to everybody.
The millennials might not know,
they don't get it,
our kids are well versed because they grew up with all of it. Right?
They were raised properly.
That's
100%.
right. That know all of this, but some aren't.
Yeah,
so
we have to educate.
I love that.
Know what you're showing. So we want to let everyone know when we tag Cadillac Chronicles page. You know, it's JBL's in there, Cadillac is in there, General Motors, Cadillac sent us 2 Escalades.
Nice.
You know, already, right? They believe.
Nice.
You know what I mean? So in any event, you know how you take a moment
Yeah.
and you have to create momentum.
Yeah.
Without that, you don't create great memories.
Yeah.
You know, so you guys have a moment. You guys get this moment.
Yep.
Your momentum catches, you maximize.
That's right.
Triple M.
Hey.
Love it. So I love all of this, Kai, telling the boss moves you're making now, right?
Thank you.
Absolutely. So we're going to take it back a little bit.
Okay.
So bring us back to NY.
Okay.
Growing up, high school, college, yeah.
Okay.
How we get to where we are today?
Oh man, okay. It's so hard to put that on a fast track, right?
Yeah.
But you know, walk with me, right?
Okay.
You know, coming up in Jersey, you know, I come up, you know, South Orange, Maplewood, Essex County, a little bit outside of Newark, right? AKA the Brick City. You know, so many people come out of South Orange and just Jersey, period. You know,
Right.
the South Orange mainly, like even right now, from recent, take it back. You know, from the back of the book forward, you got SZA. You know, she from my town. Rotimi, you know what I mean? He from my town. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is recent, let alone Lauryn Hill and all that, and Jennifer Williams. Everybody went to Angela Yee. All of them went to Columbia. We all went to the same high school. Just different years. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And, you know, of course, it was about 65-75% white, and the blacks that was there had a couple coins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or whatever. So, you know, needless to say, I ain't grow up effed up, you heard?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, you know, a nice upbringing.
Yeah.
You know, ain't want for nothing. So, you know, car at 16, you know what I'm saying? All of that, you know what I mean? So it was a different type of, you know.
Which is dope because you don't hear those.
Yeah, you don't hear those stories. Yeah,
a lot,
shout out to
yeah.
my mama, you know what I'm saying?
That's
For
right.
sure. You know,
Big
shout out
getting
my
it out.
mama.
Big
Hey.
Ife.
Yeah,
Big
shout out my mama
Ife.
Ife, you heard?
Yeah.
I mean, she all, that's why I am who I am, is what I do. That's my why.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she made sure that I ain't want for nothing coming up and always had the best of everything she can provide.
That's
You know what I mean? And, you know, with that, I repaid her back by becoming successful in life. Even though we had a couple of bumps, we gonna get there.
Yeah,
But, you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
coming up through it, it was like, you know, high school was really good for me. I had a problem with authority, but I still excelled very high at a high level, you know, and I still, you know, was kind of education was the number one format, you know, and the number one goal, especially for my moms. Like, instead of, you know, we were doing extracurricular activities, I grew up, you know, went to St. Benedict's Prep and all that. We were fencing and, you know, water polo and, you know, of course, we're playing softball and baseball and comes up and then football and,
Money
you know,
sports.
no doubt. Extracurricular. You know, I didn't want to drag, like, my mom's like, no, okay, we ain't gonna do the football thing first and all of that.
Yeah.
You know, and then
Give you
sports.
some-
You know what I'm saying? Give you something else. You know what I'm saying?
some
Whatever.
culture.
Yeah, give you some culture. You know, fencing and all that. You know what I'm saying? You'll be, yeah, that type of action. You'll be water polo. You'll be, oh, man,
like, what?
Water polo.
What?
You know what I'm saying? But you love to swim. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right,
I love to swim. So, you know, I went to a really, really great school. St. Benedict's Preparatory School, and from there for boys, and then from there, we went to I went to Columbia High School, and then from there, you know, I had a couple of different college offers as well. You know, I had visited Clark, visited Morehouse. Mama was like, we ain't doing this. We not doing that. I love my people and all that, but
She said,
you
"Now,
know,
her
we gonna be
one and
down here.
only."
Nah, we gonna be down here. You with the kids and all that. We see it running around.
She
We
said,
not
I
gonna do
already
that.
know where this
Yeah,
going.
and you know, my mama just wanted to put me in a melting pot. You know, I got accepted to Howard and a couple other places, right? You know, and then I like kind of aimed high a little bit because I did really good on my SATs.
Nice.
So, you know, I aimed at Cornell and Brown and there's a couple of other schools that I aimed at. You know what I mean? Dartmouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big boy.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
aimed
yeah.
at them. Yale shot me down. You know what I'm saying? Dartmouth ain't never give me a response.
Oh.
Cornell did, though. You know what I'm saying? Say,
Yeah.
yeah, come on down, come holler at us.
Yeah.
And it made it really good. It was better because, you know, then my mom was really good friends with the director of admissions' wife. And, you know, of course, my grades were there, too. But
Yeah.
it was just like, okay, can he fit here?
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, okay, cool. I'm going to try my hand at this here. You know what I mean? And it was a really, really great space, right, to learn. And, you know, of course, you look at Harvard and all these other great educational institutions. But, you know, I just didn't want to be the guy to graduate and work in the finance market and just work with my
You
friends
already
that
knew that
graduated.
wasn't you.
Yeah, because when I was coming up, you already know. I'm like, yo, I'm coming over at Justin baby shower, and that I never met Puffy before, right? To say, right? Never met him before. And we from Jersey. So it's a lot of people that we know about from where I'm from.
Right.
But when I went over there, just give you my inspiration and why I know I didn't want to work on Wall Street is because when I went into the house, I'm seeing the plaques on the wall with Albie Shore and, you know, Joe to see and all that. I'm like, oh, okay, so the son is somebody. Like, I'm a young nigga, though. Nobody really knew, you know what I mean, outside of New York area. So it wasn't like he was Puffy yet, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the point that I'm making is that it gave me inspiration to say, look, my end result need to look something like this or something like this, aiming towards this way. So I knew that me being in Ivy League school, not having anything to do with music, you know, because I had, you know, went through my phases where I had my DJ equipment. We making beats, me and my friends coming up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So music was in there
That
for
was
me,
already-
right?
yeah.
So I asked my moms, yo, listen, I heard about this school called Five Towns College. It's in Long Island. They on Hot 97. They talking about they got the music class and they got the sound engineering and the producers and the music business class. I want to go there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And get me up out of here. It's cold there. You understand me? Yeah, get me up out of here. I ain't even stay there a year. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? With the 5 towns, stayed at Cornell a year. And it was good. You know, it was great. I excelled. It was really good, you know. But I just knew that wasn't
You
going to be
want
my end
another
result.
path.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and I went to the 5 towns. It was really great. Long Island, man. I was in school with like Chrisette Michelle. I was in school with Allison Carey. God bless the dead. Mariah's sister, and you know, and a couple of the fly girls from Living Color. Yeah, Keenan Ivory and all of them had the big boy crib down in Dix Hills.
Yeah.
The Wayans. You know what I mean? Or whatever. They was going to school, coming back, big Range Rover. I'm young. You know what I'm saying? 97, 98, 99
You
years.
said, okay, I want to
I
get
said,
that.
okay, yeah, this right here is the end result. I'm trying to, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then,
When you had to break the news to your mom that you wanted to leave Cornell to do that,
Sure.
what was her response?
You know what, son? I love you. And guess
Okay.
what else? I'm going to support you.
Good.
You know, like she ain't buck. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
know why?
yeah.
Because it was like, you know, I know my son.
Yeah.
And I know he's heavy in the music.
Yeah.
Heavy in the music. He's been playing in the band, saxophone, all these extracurricular activities have something to do as well with music.
Right.
My mom had put me in theater class growing up. You know, shout out Lynn Irby. She's the principal of South Orange Middle now in Jersey, but she was my theater coach. You know, after school, my mom would take me there and I would have theater class. She became like an aunt to me, like, you know, and she was teaching me to speak from here and how to project and direct. And, you know, I had to, like, those early lessons and teachings helped mold me into
You had that
what you have
instilled in
today.
you.
You know what I mean? So understanding how to captivate, you know, keep people's attention, making sure that you have a directive. You know what I mean? You're intentional.
Yes.
You know, Bernard taught me the intentional part, but yeah.
That's dope.
You
And we
know?
were just actually talking in a previous episode about supportive parents. You know,
Definitely is
And
needed.
it's good because you know
Yeah,
college is
Mama
great.
could have bucked and said, I ain't paying for nothing. You know, I
right.
need it.
That's
Stay
why
there or
I
do
asked.
nothing.
Yeah.
You know, so many people I see that happen to, and they
Yes,
can't pursue their
absolutely.
dreams. You know
That's
what I mean?
right.
And that was my passion, is to say, man, I want to do something forward towards this music.
Yeah, so
That's
shout
gonna
out
be
to
able to make
her
a mark. So
for
shout out moms.
supporting you.
Yeah, and then, you know, shout out Misa too, because she was part of that journey. You know what I mean? Really heavy as well too, connecting the dots with JoJo Brim, give me my first deal at Def Jam and all that. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. Like, yeah, like that was a directive. Like, you know, like I couldn't have done a lot of that stuff without. I remember I was in Jamaica. My mom's had took me to Jamaica, and I remember a week before that, I was listening to Hot 97, and P Rock and CL Smooth was up there saying, yo, we getting ready to go to Jamaica, shoot the I Gotta Love video. Yeah, we gonna blow you back. Y'all blowing the budget? You know, Flex was up there. Oh, let's be clear, they blowing the budget. I'm a young nigga, right? I might have been 14, 13, 14. I gets over there. I'm getting ready to leave. Not to get ready to leave. We leave like the next day. We were there for like almost a whole week.
Yeah.
But I remember them being on the radio. I didn't see them when I was out there, and I had it in my head. And I did see them. I didn't see them shooting the video, but I did see them. I went to the nightclub. I snuck out the hotel room, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Went downstairs to the nightclub, you know what I'm saying? And CL Smooth and P Rock was in there.
Yeah.
I ran up on P Rock. Yo, I'm Mesa's little cousin. Oh, he was like, "What's up, little man?" I was like, "Yeah, you got the surgery. I was on the radio last week." "Oh yeah, okay, you was up there."
Yeah.
Gave me his number. Soul Brother #1 Productions. You know, I couldn't got there without that cosign.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I'm
what's so
saying?
dope is all the people you named, first of all, from Mount Vernon.
1,000%. Shout out Money Earning Mount Vernon.
It's
you
in
know
the
what I'm saying?
water. It's in the
It's
water.
It's in the
Believe
water.
that. Believe that.
But genuine, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
natural,
really
organic.
hear a story,
Sure.
right? Where some you connected with somebody like
1000%.
that.
Yeah.
With some BS, you know?
Yeah.
Because people blow you off all the time.
All the
Oh yeah,
time.
I got you. Hit me
They
up.
always spin the spin move.
That's
Yeah.
it.
And that's why I don't respect the spin move, because I don't have to
Yeah.
do that. Like me, myself, I was blessed enough, you know, to grow up under under you guys, and Bernard and Eric and all, and then the affiliation, JoJo Brim, and all these amazing people. That's where I got my schooling from.
Yeah.
That's why I be feeling like, man, I don't have to talk to the middleman. Like, I know your boss. Like, I just call Misa, call what you call. You know what I mean? When I'm coming up, get you out the way, check, because you in the way. You know what I mean? But I had to be in the space.
Excuse me, slide to the side.
Yeah. Pardon me.
Where's your boss?
Yeah, you're right here. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? No. You got a boss. You got a boss. Wait, and I know him. So if I don't know him, I call Bernard. He know him. If I don't know, call Misa. I'm call Leor. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. JoJo. Like, I know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Kev Lyles, like all the big bros. Like, you know what I mean? And if it wasn't for them, then it'd be different, because I took the stairs though. Even though the affiliations were right there. You had me to tell you, I call her every week. I ain't call her at all, like, for nothing. Like, I want to do my own thing. Last thing I wanted to do was say, yo, I keep calling for this.
Because then you unprepared.
1,000%. It's still good when I'm at the Mary show with Lauren and I run into Misa backstage.
Yeah.
Guys out. Oh, you feel me? Like, I could have called her for some tickets, but I have to.
Right. Yeah.
Because I'm who I am now.
Yeah.
And because of her, though.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Still carrying it, knowing my numbers. You feel me? Yeah. So we do this for the family.
That's
1,000%. They got to understand that. You know what I mean? And no matter what, you got to carry the flag high. And that's the flag of confidence, the flag of love, flag of family. Yeah. And that's all the time, So, but going to that, allowed me to transition really heavy, into working with Diamond D and, digging in the Crates crew, like it's so much history there, throughout my journey, college and beyond, of course, and that was like a whole 10-year period. Like, I came to Atlanta because I was working with some artists when I was 20, 21 years old, but I had me running around with Mindless Behavior. That was his group, him and Walter Millsap. So that's when I really got my experience on the road, in rehearsals and studios, creating the albums, creating a movie. You know what I mean? That's why I got my first big check, for real. Yeah. But I got that to me from my work with them. You know what I mean? So it was really great. So yeah, it's just, that's part of it, what I'm saying, or whatever, and just being a fan of it, but actually being, of it, in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, listen, my people did that. I'm like, I was just over there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, you're lying. I'll throw that bad boy jacket on. Oh, man, you ain't shopping. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, like, but I'm young. This is the 90s.
Yeah.
Kids today have so much access, that we didn't have.
Absolutely.
So if we had it back then and we was around it back then, you was outside.
Yeah, because that was the only way.
That was the only way in. There was no
social media.
You had to pull up.
Yes,
you had to pull up. Somebody had to know somebody to know something about it.
That's right.
You had to get the invite. If you ain't get it, then you just wasn't about. You wasn't of it.
That's right.
You wasn't in it.
Yeah.
So y'all was in it, and I was trying to be in it. That's why I got
and you
in
got
it.
in
I
it.
got in it.
You got in it.
Nah. Hey, guys, y'all meet me over there. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it feels good for that. It feels good to be able to do that.
Yeah, we're proud of you.
So thank you so much.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
And so we know that there was a time where there was a little low period.
Sure, of course. Well, we didn't. So that happened 10 years after the last story.
Yeah.
Right. That 10 years after the story I just told, to coming to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Coming to Atlanta had blessed me a lot. Yeah. Right. It made me millions of dollars too, but it also gave me a 5-year prison sentence in federal prison. I like to call it Camp Cupcake though, because it was sweet. You understand me? Scooby snacks. I ain't gonna try to make it stand on and get stripes and all that, but trust me, you listen, Camp Cupcake. You know what I mean? I'll try to stand on it. It'd be like that.
Cupcake is crazy.
I had one scuffle. my whole 5 years in there. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. One of the other scuffles I wouldn't call a scuffle, but I smacks somebody. Listen, you're in prison. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you act accordingly. You know what I mean? Or whatever, you feel me? But the point that I'm making is that, I was flying. I had a couple private planes. And we was flying that weed around at the time. I was a big consultant for Warner Brothers, bringing Jill Scott over there, Common over there, a bunch of different people over there. I was knee deep in the trenches in the record business.
Yeah.
But then I was also making $50,000-$60,000 a week off this marijuana.
Yeah.
That's legal now. You know what I'm saying? And I had a private plane, and I got another one with my plug and just whatever. But the point that I'm making is that we had a really, really great run, right? And and it was a low high point, right? You call it a low point, a low high point, right?
Yeah. It was necessary.
It's necessary, part of the book.
So it was hard to cut that off. So even though you on your path,
because you know what? Let me tell you something. They came. Let me tell you, it's so crazy. The people came right when I was out the game. And I'm going to tell you this, I still had like a couple $100 lying around, and I was out the game. Because I wouldn't eat. My tab was paid. You know what I mean? Whatever. The work just sitting. Yeah, I'm cool. I got a lot of shit going on right now. Yeah. I'm not trying to get bumped off. I'm cool. Yeah. They even got me on a wiretap saying, yo, hey, man, listen, man, I'm cool. They got me on the wiretap. There's 2 wiretaps, right? One wiretap said, you know, hey, man, my buddy's on the phone like, yeah, man, we got to go ahead and shake and buy some more businesses and get out this shit. You know what I'm saying? This, that, third. I said, yeah, man, I hear you, man. But, you know, as long as the bag's still coming. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So I was in that mode. And then I was on another mode saying, yeah, man, I got everything I need already. You know, a couple houses, house in Jersey, house in L.A., house mansion here, lake house here. Yeah. I'm good. A couple condos. I got my 15 cars. You can't tell me nothing, $1 million in cash. Let me go and get up out. I'm good. Mayweather. Yeah. You know what I mean? And, you know, back then, of course, it wasn't Mayweather, but you know what I mean? Like, let me get out. And it was crazy when the people came to my door. But there was a couple of things that happened that had warning signs. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because a guy told on me, it was a guy I considered like a street uncle. And I just put too much trust in him, you know, to say the least. You know what I mean? Yeah. And guess what? I don't hold no ill will in my heart to him. You know why? It's part of my story. That's God gave me enough time that I could go. That's easy. You can do that. There's people here got 18 years, 20 years.
It's about the redemption.
1,000%.
It's
come
about
back is real.
Absolutely.
Oh, man. When I popped out, I did them years. That workout, I was like, listen, I couldn't do a pull-up to save my life before I went to jail. Yeah. When I went to federal prison, I was working out, doing my thing. I got in shape. Yeah. You know, I was 257 when I went in. I came home 237. Yeah. Lean. You know what I'm saying? Imagine that's 5 years. I did 4 years in, and then the rest on, you know, no, not even. You had the halfway house. You know what I mean? I was on an ankle monitor too for like 7 months. Yeah. After I got out the halfway house, I was on ankle monitor. Oh, you want to go home that nice house you live in? Because I kept my house too. Yeah. They came, crashed in. They took they took like 5 cars, 1 of my boats, 2 of my jet skis, and like $300,000 in cash. Yeah. You know what I mean? I was in the crib. They seized $700,000 out of my bank account. But guess what? I had to hire a forensic accountant. You know, a year and a half after I was in, I've been fighting to get my bread unfrozen because they didn't seize that.
Forensic accountant?
Yes. So what happens is that you have to have someone that's going to do a deep dive on the books. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I need to have someone, the government say, hey, bring somebody in and show me this money clean. What? I pay taxes on it. Y'all show it. It's not our job to show it. It's your job to prove it.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
They're going to follow the money.
All day. $30,000 I got to pay this forensic accountant that I really don't want to give them. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. The forensic accountant came in. I got to get my money loosened up. Then they taxed me again on the bread. He came up to the prison. He was like, hey, man, it's a special visit. First day came on a Thursday. And he said, now, look, I worked this out for you. You know, this is how much you get back. $718 that they froze in the account, right? But it was all publishing money. It was all record money. It was all, not even put a drug dollar in that account. Yeah. You know what you mean? You know what I mean? Whatever. It's illegal. I'm just saying, you can't do that, but they can. You gotta do what they want to do. Yeah. You know what I mean? How much bread you got? They print the money, so you can't go with them with that. You just got to be in strategy mode. How much do they care about it? Yeah. So they want to turn around and return $489 out of $718. How? What you mean penalty? How? Like, I paid bread on these. Like, he's showing you. Yeah. Okay, that doesn't matter. You can sign right here, or we got to go back to court for another year and a half. I ain't doing that. I need my money when I come home. Yeah. I had to sacrifice it. $300,000 out the window was cool. I got something back.
And then you nothing back. You were straight.
Cash they took out the crib. They got that. So they got $600,000 from me, about $1 million in assets, some watches, a couple Audemars watches, and you know, a couple cars, and you know, a couple jet skis. Cool. You know what I mean? And it was what it was. You know, we shook hands, and fair exchange is robbery in that instance, right? But anyway.
But you did the time.
Did the time. Came home. Got off paper early.
Yeah.
Was straight.
We really good. The judge even said to me, he said, "Hey man, you know, I gave him my spill." Yeah. Because he said, sir, do you have anything you want to say before I issue sentencing?
And you said, absolutely. Absolutely. Of course.
Of course I do. Come on out. I'll give you the first couple of bars. Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, Mr. Tyler. First and foremost, I'd like to absolutely thank you for allowing me to have a voice in your courtroom this morning. Then he sat back on me. Oh, shit. Okay. Just say it like that. And it wasn't that I had him. I want to give him my truth. Yeah. I feel like it's 8 million pounds worth of weights coming off my shoulders today, no matter what sentence you give me. Yeah. I came to accept accountability. Whatever this marijuana carries, I've broken the law. You know, I'm putting that in there. It's marijuana now. You take it easy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Whatever like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. But, you know, at the end of the day, he also told me, like, hey, man, look, you're a brilliant speaker. You're a smart guy. I read about you. I have all these great letters about you. Just promise me when you're done with this short stint that you'll come and you'll teach some of these other, you know, younger individuals what this feels like, what this is, you know, because you can articulate well. When I came home, I wrote him a letter, filed the motion and wrote him a letter, you know, filed the motion with the court, everything, you know, and then like 18 days later, they cut my paper. Basically, that was a favor he gave me. He signed off on everything. I said, oh my God, I started crying. I said, oh, nigga free.
Yeah,
I said, nigga free. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I didn't even smoke no more, but I just had to smoke me a little weed. I was like, yo, I ain't know. Oh my God. I said, listen, this is crazy. So, but it was a blessing. You know what I mean? So, being done with that and just putting it in my rear view, but always keeping it, in arm's reach because you got to.
Yes.
You got to, because at any given time, anybody can come home, and it's easy to get in the street. Yeah. Imagine if I didn't have a craft. Imagine if I didn't have a gift other than hustle.
Right.
Like what I look like going back to me. Right. I'm just respectfully. My conversation too good for someone not to pay me.
Yeah.
Right. And that's part of your story.
That's what it is.
Right. That's right. You did your time. You paid your debt. You came out.
1,000%. Yeah, and I come home and had to stick to it. Then when I came home, right, January 2016, right, boom, got me a job ASAP because I was like, listen, we not get ready when we ain't gonna play with these people. Right. We're gonna do the right thing so we can get off this paper real quick. And I got off paper fast. And then, buddy of mine was opening up an exotic store, car dealership, Rolls Royces and all this. He knew I had to, cars and music been my whole life, you know what I mean? So it was easy for me to go there and do that, for about a year, get off paper, make me some paper. But I was also working at quality control too, going back and forth, going on the road with the Migos, going on the road with Collision. Like I was road manager and I was waking up to actually returning at 3:30 in the morning to make sure I was able to pop up at 6 or 7, make sure that dealership is open.
Right.
So I'm double working, you know what I mean? Making sure, you can't, listen, I tell people all the time, you can't help keep somebody else's light shining and you dimming your own.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You got to continue your posture, even if you're working at the corporate gig. But guess what, though? When you leave the corporate gig, I don't care what you need to do, sip a 5-hour, whatever, you need to get to what your dream is and what you need to accomplish. Because in a minute, that plan A, it ain't no plan B. It's a 2.0.
On the way.
Yeah, the 2.0 need to activate.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's why I applaud people who are always doing their thing, on the other side. But yeah, that was a transition for me as well, too, from there. It started my company, the Luxury Group, actually, when I was there, in corporation, doing all the documents and Dun & Brad. And I was always good at setting up businesses and stuff. So that was like a thing for me. And then originally, it was just to be a management firm. I was managing Collision and managing this person. I meet this great producer and I go find him a publishing deal through my relationships.
Right.
$500,000 and I go make me a 50 piece.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, I'm on paper. I'm out of here. Put 50 up. Yo, I got my producer. He just did 5 records on the Nicki Minaj album. $3 million pub deal. 300,000. Come on. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, man. Ali, y'all, salute. You guys have been great to me. Thank you for the opportunity, but it's time for me to slide.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
Hence the Luxury Group with birth.
Okay.
And then, with producers and writers and, we started working, using the relationships to get placements and, and actually sitting at those tables and didn't want to go back in the building because, those years later, I ended up, being the president for 1501, Meg Thee Stallion's former label, and getting her situated and, restructuring the label to get her released. Right. So I had to make the label look good. You know what I mean? Like the owner's a bozo. He don't know no better. He still owe me a couple mil. I ain't tripping. But we gonna see him in court.
Just throw that out
there. Yeah, sidebar. But he can look at, TMZ done said everything. It's all good. But the point is, we ain't gonna damn it. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna damn it. But the point that I'm making is that, but the point that I'm making is that, me being able to have those certain positions, over the years, allow me to cultivate more and more relationships.
Right.
That's really important.
That's
for
everything.
sure. 1,000%. So, in going in that stint throughout those years, and it had to be 2017-ish when I left from the store, left from the dealership, and then, it's been almost 10 years now. So, in the last 5, we've pushed 40 million plus records out the door.
That's amazing.
It sure is.
R&B, rap,
that's
everything.
Country.
Oh, yeah. So
country. So
that's another thing, too.
Multiple genres.
Of course, gospel.
Yeah.
In gospel, we got number 15 record on the charts right now. Gospel, my gospel artist, Tasha Page. You know what I'm saying? And we got to do an album getting ready to release, And
the game is just different, too.
Yeah, it's different.
Streaming, so, it's...
Same, listen, it's the same intention. Be intentional.
Yeah.
We've been going hand in hand since the real Roxanne.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? You got to evolve or dissolve. What are we talking about? You know what I mean? You feel me? Yeah, you feel me? Come on, cuz all the versions. Oh, yeah.
Real
All the versions.
Roxanne,
Yeah, this is the real Roxanne.
Yeah.
The real talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Trail spill.
Yeah.
Nonfiction.
Mm-hmm.
in reality, not reality show. We had a stint on a reality show too.
Yes.
Well, that's an excellent segue.
Yeah, it is. I know.
Wonderful
I set that thing up.
You set it up. Give it out to you.
There you go.
Come on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you find yourself on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. How?
God bless us.
How?
At Sips Drink.
Because our show was like, hold up. Is that
Right, there's so many people say that to me. They're like, yo, I got people calling me, oh man, you're a TV star now. You ain't no music business no more. Huh? I was like, what? It was like, yo, I couldn't believe it. It was just like, so long short, meditation is big for me.
Yes.
Get my mind right is big for me, jumping in cars and shooting to the mountains and get my mind right. So I happen to be, on one of those stints.
Yes.
That day, and then, one of my homegirls, PR, she reached out to me, and that was cool. So she's like, hey, what's going on with you today? I'm like, I'm in Zen. I don't know why I picked the phone up. I'm in Zen. How does this phone have a signal? Why does it have a signal?
Yes.
Why are you looking at it? You're right. Why am I looking at it? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, he's like, who you dating? I was like, what you mean? Well, come on, man. I keep a little roster.
Yeah.
You feel me? No pasta.
Roster pasta.
You know what I'm saying? Roster, no pasta. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
And she said, yeah, my homegirl want to meet you. I was like, who's your homegirl?
Yeah.
So Carly Red. I was like, what? Nah, I'm cool on her. I'm cool. Last time I seen her, I was in Feds. I was watching Love and Hip Hop. This is crazy. I would never. Excuse me, this lady crazy. I would never. In my life. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
This is the first reaction.
She tricked me. This is my first reaction, right?
She tricked you?
She tricked me. And I'm going to tell you what happened. No, real rap. Listen, I'm going to fall on the sword. I'm going to fall on the sword. Okay. So, got to. Pause. No game. You know what I'm saying? So, she called her. No, let me call her on three-way. I was like, come on, man, I'm on Zen. You pushing this. You trying to steady push this P on me.
Yeah.
What you on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But instead, I got my homegirl with me too, and that's my dog though. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever like that. We go hug trees and shit together. He's my spiritual partner. You know what I'm saying? We be on the high, you know what I mean? Yeah, you got to.
Ground
shoot
yourself.
be soft,
Ground.
Dirt feel like. You know what I'm saying? Energy. All that. Be on that too. You know what I'm saying? Because it does work. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Shout out to the chakras and all that too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keep the demons off
Get
me.
them in balance.
Lord mercy, keep the demons off me. But anyway,
Yeah.
the point that I'm making is that she called her, she tricked me. Hey, it was really nice. And I was like, I'm like, yeah, but you know what though? And I told her straight up, I think I met you, but wait, don't think. I met you before. One day I was outside the barbershop. I'm in the back of the car, driver from time to time or whatever. So I'm waiting for my barber to hit me. Oh, you can pull in. You can jump in. You know what I mean? Jump in the chair. I ain't waiting in no barbershop. It's a liability.
Yeah.
In the car. Boom. It is, I mean, you in there, everybody else, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're sitting up. I ain't got no smoking none, but still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, my chakras is up.
That's
you know what I'm
right.
saying? So, I mean, I got this nice bulletproof car sitting down here. I might as well sit in the back of that. Why wouldn't I? You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Absolutely.
So I'm sitting in the back, I'm cooling, and I actually see a little Bentley truck pull up. Whatever. Diamond doesn't run around Atlanta, so you don't never know, scammer or sniper, whoever. It don't matter. You know what I mean? I don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Absolutely.
Pull up, you jump out. Shorty jump out. I said, oh, okay, she got the wagon. I'm on snipe time. You know what I mean? Like
Pun
this.
intended.
Pun intended.
Yeah. She got the
But,
wagon.
Yeah, she got the wagon. Yeah, she got the wagon.
Got it. I hope
For
they
sure.
caught that.
Right.
Got a dragon and wagon.
Yeah.
Please catch that. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. S body. You know what I'm saying? Like the letter S. Anyway, long story short, so she popped the trunk. And I was like, oh, let me go help lady damsel in distress. You know me. I know who it was at first though.
Yeah.
And the back turned to me. I just seen a quarter of her face to see she was decent. That's the other side was charred. I was good money. I didn't know who it was. You know what I mean? So I pop out real quick. Swerve over on mama. How you feeling? You know what I'm saying? I just got, I got these fresh, I got these fresh
ring
grill.
rounds.
Yeah, all day the ring rounds going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Top and bottom, front and back. Shout out Dr. Lena. Ain't mind me. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? But anyway, God about that. Can't think of.
Uh-oh. Don't be messing up our set,
This is the number one. We're going to leave this in here. You know why? Because this is the set. And I got back on living room time. And I shouldn't have. You feel me? Shout out to them for having it disposable, though. Here you go, T. Hold that down. And like, no, just grab a couple out. Come on, grab a couple out. And I'm going to put it back in the box. I'm accountable now. Grab you another one. You understand me? Yeah, we're going to handle the business now. You know what I'm saying? 1,000%. You got to know that. That's what they got to know, like my niggas from Detroit say. That's what they got to know. I was like, huh? That's what they got to know. It's on the floor. Oh, that's how y'all say shit fly? Okay, Detroit. Yeah, what up, though? Yeah, that's what they got. Like, platinum talk. They gotta know. But anyway.
Back to the subject.
Yeah, so I see her, and I help her carry her bags in. You know what I'm saying? Right? Yeah, Dr. Lena, shout out her. You know what I'm saying? My doctor, my dentist. Yeah, she in Columbia, but these shit still cost that bready. Believe that, it's different. Ain't no composites, ain't none of that. See how blue they looking, all that ring around laser, all that. See how like, my whole smile, and ain't no blanks or nothing. Like flex. But anyway, go to the dentist, young nigga.
Slight one.
You know what I mean? And the doctor. So I help her with her bags. I bring her back to the salon, whatever. And she turned around and I was like, okay, thank you. I was like, all right, say less. Yeah, 180.
That was it.
I'm back out. I ain't asking for your number, none of that, because I ain't no, listen. We not pressed or impressed.
Yes.
We somebody, you know what I'm saying? So you're a reality star, you D-list. You know what I mean? Real talk, even back then, even still now, you know what I mean? You D-list. Yeah, that was never my intention. I'm already somebody. I'm not trying to do this to become famous, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know, you good, T? Say no more. You know what I'm saying? Holding the road. You know what I'm saying? So listen, right? I goes and I said, yeah, you remember? Oh, I do remember that in the parking garage, right? I said, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she said, okay, cool. So she said, yeah, call me later. I'll call you later. You know, whatever. So we linked up. She called me. The conversation's on May 5th. I should have known better because I was
date.
Yeah, I got to. I'm going to tell you because the date's something, man. It's life-changing. You know what I'm saying? Like, mentally. Okay. You know, May 5th. 5? That's crazy. We need a little 7, or at least a 7 for you. Boy, come on, God damn, you're a 7.
Explode it.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the staff, though. You heard? Shout out to crew, production crew. They're amazing. So listen. So this is the thing, right? I don't lose my thought. You know, so she said, hey, you know, May 5th was the day. Then we went on a date on May 15th. We should have known better. May 5th was the day the feds came and kicked in my door, too, back in 2010. And you should have known that was bad juju. Anyway, but I wasn't thinking, you know. So I go May 5th. May 15th, we went to dinner. Because she tricking me now. She on the phone like that, and maybe shorty ain't like that. She
Yeah. That's just a TV.
That's all that. That was it. That's how I'm on it.
Right.
She's showing me that too. You know what I mean? We go to dinner May 15th, and then we end up in Mexico. In like the 23rd or 24th. I'm like, she pressing me to go on a trip. Yeah. Like she's like, man, I'm gonna pay for it. I'm gonna do this. Just tell me where you want to go. I was like, I don't mind working. I'm getting money. I don't pop up and just go on trip. I do that. That's what I do, my man. You know what I mean? You don't direct traffic on this side. What you trying to do? You know what I mean? On that. So you pick wherever you want to go. Let's go to Tulum. Okay, cool. I still paid a bunch of bread while I was out there too. Ain't like she went ahead and just forwarded the bill. You feel me? So whatever. The point that I'm making is that it moved really fast.
Yes.
The cameras didn't come out until months later.
Okay.
We had been all over the world.
Relationship was real.
Yeah, it was real. So
it was a real relationship.
For sure.
She showed you something different.
I'm bringing her to my Jews, my great Jews. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. My amazing friends are, in the cosmetic business. I'm getting her cosmetic lines, all type of things. I'm working my handle. I'm in the branding. You got 4 million people that's watching that show? Cool. They gonna buy something from you? Cool. Let's go ahead and line it up. I'm a businessman. You know what I mean? We have been all over the world together, right? But we argue on every continent of the world about something. Are your phone face down? Are you leaving me and you're leaving me in the suite by myself? Yes. I'm going to Starbucks downstairs. You want something? Or you have a problem? Are you mental? What's going on? Anyway, long story short, she was an issue. As the months went by, the show was already rolling. By the time you guys saw the show, I had already tossed her.
Yeah, gotcha.
Oh.
Yeah, she met moms, and I tossed her the eject button the next day.
Oh, she met moms.
I didn't mean it for it to go like that, but I ended up paying for this big catering service for Thanksgiving dinner. And I was like, hey, mama, you come through, slide through me, shorty. I'm so done with her. You know what I mean? Well, I ain't telling my moms that for real, but I'm just like, I know what's going on.
Yeah.
So anyway, long short of it is that they didn't ever paint the narrative right. They painted it like, oh, he's a cheater and he's this and he's that. Love, stop it.
Got it too.
It's cool though, but I'd rather you have me look like that.
But you definitely had some classic scenes. The toss the phone, the roll up the window.
Listen. Yeah, ma'am. Cheap jewelry. The cheap jewelry go back. There was someone with cheap jewelry.
There was also that.
The Michael Jordan. Yeah, you're dealing with prostitutes. So it's Michael Jordan. I'm shooting back. You know what I'm saying? Whatever like that. That's still going viral to this day. So I can't stop people from thinking about it. The only thing that didn't get me through is do the airport faster.
Yeah.
And then people asking me for pictures and stuff. We got Queen's Day yesterday. A couple people, I didn't get a picture. Like I'm not, no. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the point that I'm making is crazy that y'all say this about the show because I was managing Spice at the time.
Yeah.
Right? I was managing Spice at the time. And she found out through something else. Somebody told her, she said, what is this, boss? She had called me straight up like this. She said, what is this, boss? I was like, what do you mean? She said, what do you mean you're dating Carly Red? No?
Yeah.
I mean, no, how me feel about that because No, you never pillow talk and this and that. Whoa, I was like, yo, ain't that, what y'all got, smoke? Yeah, man, I have a big smoke, all that type of stuff. So they lived across the street, we house across the street from each other. It was just weird, you know what I'm saying? And then the point is, they said, you chose love over money. That's what she told me. That's my dog. I ain't seen it in a while, but that's my dog. You know, shout out Spice, man. But I shouldn't have never, chose door number 2. Should have stayed door number 1. Sorry, Spice. You know what I'm saying? But we're both still doing what we do. So at the end of the day, I see you on the other side. You know what I mean? But
okay.
But it was an opportunity at the end of the day.
I got a few dollars out of them. I don't have maximizing them folk. I'm trying to push them to 10,000 an episode. It's like, we give you 10,000 an episode. You're not only going to shoot 2 or 3 episodes. That's fine. Would you rather shoot 17 episodes for $5,000? Not really.
Yeah.
So they wanted you to stay.
But
they were trying to
even though me and her
we need this character.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
Right, but I'm too authentic.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying everybody else isn't on there because they're doing what they do, but like people like, Mendici, that's my brother. Like me and him kick it, he being him. Mm-hmm. When you look at other people that's on the show, they got to create their lives around the show. Mm-hmm. They get an attitude. I mean, can you imagine waking up, having an attitude with your significant other on purpose because you get ready to film in a couple of days, you want to create some drama?
Yeah.
That's wild to me.
Yeah.
And that's your job?
Sure. Yeah.
You got to do that to keep a job? That is sad.
Yeah.
But in any event, that's how that played out. But anyway, we got off that, and then I resigned from 1501. Because we settled the med case, and that was my position to come in here and settle that and get on out the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And and then we've just been having uber success since then, and now 2023. Now we're headed into 26, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. So we've been really, really, really busy. And then of course, being in the space of having multiple distribution scenarios in the record business, it allows me leverage to sign, artists that I really like, that are out there and, doing some numbers or what have you. So, I have my artist, Katie Noel, big country music artist. A lot of country music, a lot of Nashville.
Yeah, countries. I love
Shout out Nashville.
And black country artists.
The Shabuzi's big, and he's right. And then actually, she's getting ready to go on tour with him in January.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's been really great, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, they're printing money over there. No noise, none of this extra, none of that. I'll be in that, man. I'll be over here in the I'm in the
completely different.
out the way, another vibe.
Yes.
And eating good. I'm talking about chewing. You know what I'm saying? They chewing. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you got to do, jump over all these dollars and pennies and the rap shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And rap was good at one point, but it's just not where the money is unless you're actually in a space to say, hey, you're Drake.
Yes.
Hey, you're this person. You know what I mean? Or whatever. Hey, you're Post Malone.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I mean? But he's even in Nashville. You know what I mean? In that space. So, but overall, I'm a Sonics person. So whether it's R&B,
doesn't
rap,
matter the
country,
genre.
it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. I know records.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They making songs, we making records.
Yeah.
That's the reason why they streaming and these other ones are playing on the radio and streaming.
Yeah.
Because it's a record.
Yeah.
Change the narrative. The song is just some cool shit you listen to when you're on your way somewhere.
Yeah.
The record is that shit. Oh man, that's it. That's it. Timeless.
That's
Hey,
right.
the bop in your
right.
shoulders like the dark skin one in total.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Bam.
Oh,
Big
yeah,
Pam.
like Big Pam. You know what I'm saying? Kid? With the smooth out.
Can't you see?
Yeah. You feel me? Yeah, it's bopping them shoulders like the dark skin one in total. Yeah. I said that was a dope line. I always like that. But anyway.
Timeless.
Okay. So music industry, all the business aspects, fast moving industry. What is your heart posture?
It's a strong question. Being of service. I like being of service. Like, I was taught, that you're only able to keep what you give. Got that from Bernard years ago. You only get to keep what you give, man. So let's keep giving.
That's right.
I mean, because if you're not giving nothing, you don't keep everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? You ain't
Can't
gonna be able
take
to
it with you.
And listen, you keep it. Don't keep love.
Yeah.
Give love.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't keep all of it, all the connections in the relationships. Give them.
That's right.
Love. Because then you're gonna be. You notice every time you spend some money, you get some money. You be wanting to hold the bread. Nah. Let that go so that can come in. We don't know if it's coming. It's coming. Yeah. Let that go and let you know what I mean? Unclog the drain.
That's
right.
right.
Stop that right now. It's energy.
Gonna keep moving.
You gotta keep rolling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Saturn. You know what I mean? It's gotta keep it gotta keep spinning.
That's right.
So you only get to keep what you give. It is really important, to me to be of service. Because the more people I'm able to open doors for, the more people I'm able to empower, the more people I'm able to put in doors and connections and tables that they would never had the opportunity to get to.
Right.
Not saying that they don't have the skill to be there, just saying they don't have the relationship to get there.
Yes, yeah.
It's
And
not,
we know
you know,
that's important.
1000%.
Right? You know, the talent is for sure.
Yes, of course.
First and foremost.
Sure. But who you know will get you there. And what you learn while you're there will determine how long you're able to stay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. I want to make sure I get in all these angles. I'm looking at y'all, and I'm like, yeah, okay. Making sure y'all catching the guard.
Yeah.
You know what?
Get all of that.
Get all of that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I had a little facial mask on earlier. Trying to make sure my shit glowing. You heard? Nah, but yeah.
Nah, you good. You good.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
It'll let you know.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Well, that was a great answer.
Yeah.
So before we let you go, Kai, we got a little something called mirror talk.
All right.
All right?
Yeah, let's get to it.
So this is you
Okay.
talking to yourself, looking at the past. What's one thing your younger self needed to hear that you now understand?
Hey, man, you need to put your chin up and be accountable for all your actions. All that trying to pass the blame and pass the buck off, whether it's mentally, spiritually, physically, whatever, financially, whatever. You know, hey, man, no, we're not doing that. Chest out, chin up, accountability. And I remember one of my partners from Brooklyn told me, wow, years ago, he was like, yo, somebody gonna make you man up, son. I was like, what you talking about? He was like, yo, I'm telling you, one day somebody gonna make you man up. And I ain't understand that. I went to prison. Okay, that man need to come. Yeah. I mean, I know you're a man out here, running around rich and doing your thing. I understand. But you're going back over there where everybody wearing the same shit. Everybody eating the same thing. Some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I never really go to chow hall like that. Man, cooking for me and all that in prison. You know what I mean? Facts of the world. You know what I mean? We had a good fellas, real shit. Coming from the food, you know what I mean? Onions, bell peppers. You know what I mean? But anyway, point that I'm making is that, you know, that's like what I want to go with, right? Like accountability. My younger self would have been like, yo, be accountable for how you treat people. Be accountable for how you might be affecting their feelings. Be accountable for the way your mama feel. You know, be accountable for the way you put your mama out on some bullshit. Be accountable for the way you talk to your mama. You crazy? You understand what I'm saying? Like, are you fucking crazy? Are you crazy? Like, I'd be breaking my own head if I was a younger self, because I used to be, you know, mouthy and all of that. Problem with authority. What's wrong with you? Yes.
So, you know, that's the environment.
Now, right. But now, oh man, the YNs. I can't even, I had to, you know, this is the thing. You know, I had a long time. I pulled up. This guys were hanging out in front of my partner's building. You know, we getting ready to leave. He's like, yo, what y'all waiting for? He's like, oh, no, we ain't waiting for nothing. What you mean? It's 6 of y'all. They got your bags and shit out here. What y'all doing? You know, whatever. And they kind of wanted to buck a little bit. Like, yo, I don't like the way you talk. I said, oh, easy. I'm telling my man, oh, easy. Hold on, champ. We're not going to take that tone, youngin. Nephew, I'm trying to give you some game real quick, you know, and I'm on that with him because I had to let him know, you know, hey, bro, you got to be accountable.
That's right.
Wrong. You're not being accountable. You being deflective. Somebody tell you something about yourself and all you got is a problem with the way they said it. So you listening to respond.
Yeah.
You're not listening to digest and comprehend. I get it. I sent you that text message, nigga. It's 1,000 words in there. How you already respond in 3 seconds? You ain't like that.
Yeah.
That means you just glanced at the first 3 lines and didn't agree with them and decided to shoot me back.
Yeah.
Or I ain't gonna read all that. That's the craziest shit I ever heard in my life. But let me share something. I'm gonna share a secret with you. When you go on Instagram and you look at the posts, if you look at the comments, it could be a really important topic, right? Unless you're dealing with a really, really nerd page. When I say that, like a really
intellectual,
highly intellectual, you know, comprehensive page, you know what I mean, that you have to look at and really read, right? Unless you're dealing with one of those pages, all the comments get the most likes the shorter they are, because people ain't trying to read. You could tell somebody, yo, it's $85 million at exit 9 off the Long Island Expressway. Just say, for example, you could put that up there, and it could be in a long message, and it could be in the middle of that. I promise you won't nobody go try to pull up because they ain't read it. You might got 1 like up there. They're like, damn, only 1 reader? Out of all of these people right here? You're not that busy. You're just scrolling. You know, but in any event, you know, the whole purpose is about accountability. And, you know, if I had anything instilled in me that I didn't have back then that I have now, is accountability. And look at myself in the mirror. Hey, man, listen, stop playing. You know better. Yo, be in the mirror. Yo, what we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in the mirror. What we doing? That's how I talk to myself in the morning.
Yeah.
When I get up in the morning, that's my affirmations to me.
Yeah.
If I ain't got no lovely young lady telling me, King, good morning, King. You know what I mean? My affirmations. You know, love it.
Yeah.
I got you in the morning.
Yes.
Straight up, yo, listen, you know what we doing. You already know what we doing. Stop playing. Don't go out here and put your foot on these niggas' neck. You know, period. You know, you ain't them, you him.
That's right.
Say that then. You know, I leave it out like that. That's my vibe.
Yeah.
And that's how I carry it. And I just think that everyone should, follow the mantra.
I love
Yes.
that. Okay. So one more now for your future self.
Sure.
What are you unapologetically claiming as yours?
Man. Peace and freedom. Peace and freedom. You know what I'm saying? Like, I already know what it feels like to be a millionaire, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. I ain't like chasing that. You know what I mean? Chasing peace.
Yeah.
If peace come with $2 million for the rest of your life, so be it. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. But peace. Because
Peace.
yes, because everything else is, let me tell you, like, the reason why I'm like, that's the end goal, like, you know, being of service and just peace for oneself where you can live free.
Yeah.
Where your shoulders is down. Your eye ain't twitching. You know what I'm saying? Your head ain't on a swivel. For what?
Right.
I ain't looking back for nothing. You know what I mean? Like, that's peace and quiet. You know, it's like I got this property a couple years ago and I built it way out in Sticks in Georgia. I go there to disconnect. You guys got to come out. I thought I told you. You guys got to come out. Or use it for a girls' week. That's how my Airbnb it out all the time.
Yeah.
And listen, it's a disconnect. You heard? I'm talking about, man, get away. Ain't no Wi-Fi booming, though, when you want it to.
That's
You know what I'm
fine.
saying? No phone service.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly what I needed. And that's the peace and tranquility. Give me. May only last a few days, and I got to get back to the noise.
But you recharge.
Yes, and eventually it's going to be all the way to 365.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 24/7, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the end goal. Like, somebody, I want world peace. I want this. I want that. But I want peace, period.
Yeah.
Because you can't control, you can only control what you can control.
That's right.
And that's you and yours.
I have one for you. You mentioned chasing peace. You're not chasing peace, you're attracting peace.
Have to attract
If you
it.
chase
If you
it,
chase
it's going to run.
Correct. 1,000%.
So you're attracting
peace. Manifesting peace.
Absolutely.
Attracting peace.
Absolutely.
Feel me? I'm with it. No, 1,000%. You can't chase peace. You like chasing a dollar.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? Because you're always going to be running behind it.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
There you go. We
1,000%.
chase nothing.
Chase nothing.
We attract.
And we run a line. We run and we jog parallel.
Oh.
I don't chase nothing. I jog parallel to it.
There you
I'm
go.
like, what up? I'm right there with you.
There
the money
you
right
go.
there. I'm right there with the pass
There
off.
you go.
You know what I'm saying?
There
you chase
you
you try
go.
to get the baton.
Yeah.
You fall short.
Yeah.
Get to tripping and falling, and you fall. Run it. Oh, you have overrun. You overrun. Oh, I ran too fast. I fell over. Yeah. It happens.
There you go.
But,
There you go.
Big Kai.
Big
and
Kai.
salutations.
Thank you.
Salutations,
Thank you
man.
for joining
Of course,
us.
thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
The Ginger and Honey Podcast.
Yeah.
Season 2.
Yes.
Episode 5.
Ooh.
Only way to live. It's the only way
Go
to
ahead.
live.
What else?
Well, I'd like
Right.
to say this to you, that episode 5 is also inclusive of a very dynamic trio.
Oh.
The trio being, of course, Nikki. Because y'all don't know y'all know who Ginger and Honey is. So y'all know sometimes I'm Ginger, sometimes I'm Honey. Sometimes I'm Honey, sometimes I'm Ginger. I hope you remember. You know what I'm saying? If not, we be gone to November. You know what I'm saying? Back in December with that fur on, they gotta film me. Yeah. Listen. But overall, you know, this is an amazing, it felt like at the house, you heard?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We love
Like,
it. That's what we
And
wanna
I always
hear.
want to be in that space that, it's comfort.
Yeah.
You bring people, and it's in a space where you want to educate people too.
That's
So
right.
sometimes you got to educate them through your questions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You educate them through your questions. And they're going to give you their answers. Your rebuttal is going to be their teaching.
There you go.
Love it.
And with that said, it's your girl, the Lioness, and sometime I'm Ginger.
And this your Nick Valentine. Sometimes I'm Honey.
But depending on the day, it could go either way.
It's your boy Cloth Talk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? AKA Verse. But the nephew of the Queens. You know what I'm saying? And some people who love me and care for me and adore me, they call me Kai.
That's right. That's right.
That's where we at with it. So
That's
shout out to
right.
everybody.
Love you,
Love everybody. Love you guys.
Love you.
1,000% for having me.
Please like, share, subscribe, follow us, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you soon.